Welcome to a very special preview show as we build up to the match between the Lucknow Super Giants and the Punjab Kings. Today, we are doing it slightly differently. It's Lucknow's first home game, so we are focusing on the Lucknow Super Giants with two special interviews. First, we had a chat with the team owner Shaswat Goenka just about half an hour before the game. So just listen to Shaswat Goenka talking about his team plans, captaincy of KL Rahul, the new coaching staff led by Justin Langer and Lance Klusner. And once you listen to Shaswat Goenka, my colleague Shubhan Chakraborty spoke to Quinton de Kock. So two exclusive back-to-back interviews as part of this preview show. We start with Shaswat Goenka. Take a look. Welcome to a very special interview with a very dear friend. Shaswat Goenka in the hot seat, his home team tonight, starting their campaign in home soil. Two very, very good seasons. They've made the playoffs both seasons, made a mark already in the IPL. How is the mood? What's the build-up like? What are your expectations, Shaswat, for this particular season under a new head coach, Justin Langer?
Thank you so much, Boria. Such a pleasure to see you again. And we are here today just before the start of our first home game this season and our second game of the season. And I think overall things are looking good. We've had two, I would say, decent to good seasons where we made the playoffs. This season, we definitely hope to do better. The attempt is to win. And I think we are prepped for that. And this time around, we've got a new coach with Justin Langer as well. And we're very excited to have him on board. And I think he brings a wealth of experience. And more importantly, a very interesting take on how to go about things. So I think we're very excited to have him on board and look forward to a great season.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that? Interesting take, because Justin has been sort of synonymous with resilience when he was a player for Australia and subsequently coach. You also have Lance Klusner in the mix. You have a very interesting coaching unit. So just a little bit more, if you can tell my viewers, based on your interactions with Justin and Lance and Jonty and some of the others.
Absolutely. So I think you named all of them, and I think all of them together form a very strong and powerful unit where they have differing points of view, but they also end aligning, right? They end up aligning pretty well. And I think the idea is to be flexible, and I think with them, like you also rightly said, what I've noticed is there is a high degree of resilience that each of them brings and each of them has had in their careers in the past. And I think that's really what we're looking for in the Lucknow Super Giants as well.
Interesting. How important? Because last season, one of the reasons why maybe you couldn't go the distance is the unfortunate injury to skipper KL Rahul. And India also suffered subsequently in the World Test Championship final. Extremely important player for you and for India. In the first match, I was actually watching very carefully, and when Rahul dived full length to his right to take that Joss Butler catch, it told me he's back. How important is he, and your thoughts on KL Rahul?
Absolutely. I think KL has been an extremely strong captain for us. He's again someone who is more, how do I put it? Let me say he's someone who's a little bit more behind the scenes in a way, but has a very sharp and keen eye on everything that goes around and on everything that's important from the team's point of view. So he's someone who I think I really look up to, and I think someone who has in him a lot of resilience, even for someone, someone who has a lot of resilience, someone who has a lot of, grit, if I could say so, and he has a strong courage of conviction. So I think these are three things that kind of really set KL apart, at least for us.
I was watching a lot of Lucknow Super Giants social media coverage, and I have to say that it's been very good. And one of the videos that stuck with me was Keshav Maharaj talking about KL Rahul, saying that KL is one who sort of gets the team together. He said not only is he a good batter, not only is he an amazing human being, but his ability to unite everyone under one banner sort of sets KL Rahul apart. You run a very successful business. So, what are the kind of lessons, the business lessons that you've seen, or you yourself apply to sport that you've seen KL do to this team?
So I think, one of the things that's very important for any leader is to kind of work along with the team. and to play each person in the team to their strength, right? Whether I look at any of the businesses that it is that I manage, or if you're looking at it from a cricketing point of view as well, right? And I think that's really what defines a good leader. And I think that's really what we have in KL as well, is he knows the strengths of each of the people in the team and he plays them to those strengths so that we can come out as a very strong, single, unified unit.
Excellent answer. And I have to ask you, today's news point is Matt Henry and David Willey replaced by Matt Henry. Two very interesting signings, Shamar Joseph and Matt Henry. Thoughts?
Absolutely. And I'm pretty hopeful we'll get to see them play some of their really good cricket that the world is yet to see. And we're very excited to have them as part of the team.
Yeah, and Shamar Joseph and Brisbane is now part of cricketing folklore. Anyone who has watched Shamar bowl in that test match will know what his abilities are. Shaswat, I will now take you to your domain, which is business. IPL is perhaps India's leading global brand, one of the greatest sports leagues, huge value. How important is it in your stable, the RPSG stable, the Lucknow Super Giants brand? And tell me a little bit about your thoughts on how to take this brand forward, because clearly this is one of India's leading brands now. Thoughts?
At the RP Sanjeev Goenka group, one of the things that we're looking to do is to kind of go very heavy on the consumer focusing industries, right? So if you look at our core businesses, they have all been transitioned or are in the process of transitioning into becoming consumer businesses. And I think our entry into sports was one further step in that same direction. And having said that, the IPL is, I think, a great business model. It's possibly the leading business model as far as the business of sports is concerned. And for us too, I think the Lucknow Super Giants holds a very special place in our hearts and in our business.
Yeah, and it is evident because you all run the most successful football club at the moment in the country with Mohun Bagan. I have interviewed after the ISL win last year, and I've been associated closely with you and your father, and I know how successful the sports vertical is and how committed you all are. Tell me a little bit about fan engagement, Shaswat, because it's very important that ultimately at the core of every sports franchise the success is the fan. And I've seen a lot of the fan engagement initiatives that you all have undertaken in Lucknow on social media. Tell me a little bit about these initiatives and how important is the fan.
So at the end of the day, any sport is played because of the fans, because of the viewers, because of the viewership that sport garners, right? And so even in franchise cricket, for that matter, it's exactly the same. And so therefore, it becomes extremely important to work with the fans and kind of work with them on improving fan engagement game after game, season after season, right? And that's been our endeavor at Lucknow Super Giants. And we've worked very closely to understand what Lucknow is, what the people of Lucknow would like, what UP is, what the people of UP would like. And we've kind of worked around that on fan engagement.
Excellent, because that's what will eventually add to your fan base and make the people of that particular region, in this case Lucknow and UP, feel that it is a team of theirs, for theirs and by theirs. That's what is essential. Are you superstitious? Is there anything that you will tell me ahead of a match that you do? For example, I'm aware, when I was writing Playing It My Way and Sachin said what used to happen, and are you superstitious? Any such story that you can tell my viewers?
So yes and no. I think there is some degree of superstition, but I don't like to talk about what I do before a match, and I like to keep that a secret. But having said that, I think it's really about coming onto the field with that confidence, coming onto the field with that resilience, and coming onto that field with that agility to be able to take the right decisions as the game is going on, and that's really where the captain and the coach come in, right? And I think that's really where. That's something that we at Lucknow Super Giants really look at doing.
Last two questions before I let you go. One word I can't not ask you about Nicholas Pooran. Perhaps the most exciting batter at the moment in this format. Now you're vice captain. You've invested leadership role in him. What have you seen in Nick Pooran that allowed you? Because Clive Lloyd at one point in time had told me he should be the captain of the West Indies, given his ability and everything else. And I can see Lucknow Super Giants going in with Nicholas Pooran in a leadership role. Thoughts on Nicholas Pooran?
So I think with Nicholas Pooran as well, he is someone who has a very strong understanding of the strengths and the weaknesses of the people in the team. And he is someone who thinks very critically to be able to use each of them to their strength. And I think that's the gem in Nicholas Pooran. And I think beyond the fact that, of course, he himself is a fabulous cricketer.
Last question. Something that I haven't seen in all franchises, but I have seen in yours, and I want to put this on record. I have seen IPL franchises being ruthless because it's a business. Having said that, when Mohsin Khan was not well, Lucknow Super Giants did not dump Mohsin Khan. Yes, he's still on a comeback trail after an incredible first season when he went through a whole season of injury. I have seen you all stay with the player. That tells me that there is a lot in this franchise which is player friendly, and that sets you apart. Thoughts on that bit of Lucknow Super Giants?
So, I think we don't look at this any differently than we look at the rest of our businesses, right? And for us, when you do well, everyone's happy to be with you, right? But when you don't do well, that's when you really get to know who actually cares about you and who can take you through those difficult times. And for us, it's very important that we take our team through their difficult times as well and stick with them and support them in whatever way we can so that they can come back much stronger than they were before. And so it's no different for us, whether it's a business, whether it's the IPL or any other sport.
I'll let you go because I know the match is around the corner, but all I will say is sport, for example, teaches me how to lose. It's taught me a lot of my life lessons because every defeat is a stepping stone to success. And I wish you all the very best, Shaswat Goenka. I know what sport means to you and the family and what Lucknow Super Giants has come in the last 2 years. So more power, more resilience, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this is your season. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Boria. Thank you.
So this is a very special conversation. I am joined by someone who has done it all in the cricketing world, broken up plenty of records, iconic wicketkeeper, legendary opening batter. I am joined by Quinton de Kock. Quinny, good morning. And how has been the year 2024 treating you, especially post your ODI retirement?
Good morning. 2024 has been a relaxed year so far. Obviously, we had the SA League, and then straight after the league was probably the first time I was able to spend some time at home since before the World Cup. So it's about 5 months, which is nice, just to get home and just have a break of cricket before the IPL. It was really nice, and it's been chilled 2024 so far.
Good to hear that. So Lucknow Super Giants in the past 2 seasons have done really well, qualified for the playoffs in the first 2 seasons. It is not easy when you're competing with all the giants in IPL. But what has been the winning mantra, or what do you think is special about LSG that has engraved into success?
I think obviously we've got a really balanced team. We've got a lot of options whether we're batting or bowling. I think the key thing we try and do is just keep things simple as possible. Just try and do the best at the basics. That's pretty much all we just try and do. We don't try and reinvent the wheel. So that's pretty much it.
So back in IPL, back opening the innings with KL Rahul. Talking about KL Rahul, how important is he for this team? And because he missed quite a few matches last year due to an injury, but now he's back leading the side. How important is KL Rahul for this LSG team?
It's good to have him back. Obviously, he's done really well, not just for LSG, but most of his IPL career. He's been part of the top run scorers in most tournaments, so it's nice to have a guy like that in our team. Obviously, as captain, nice to have him back. He keeps things chilled, relaxed, and clear, which makes life easier for the rest of us. It's good to have him back and with us again.
Quinny, we know KL Rahul's quality as a batter. He has done it all. But as a captain, what is different about him? Many say he has that calm persona about him. But according to you, what is different about KL Rahul, the captain?
I think I don't know what's much different what everyone else has said. But he's very cool, handles pressure really well, and he keeps everything clear to everyone, to their role clarity. So I think he does that really well with everyone. And he's easy and he listens to other people, which is a big thing. It's not just about the way he sees the game. He also wants to understand the game from other people's heads and eyes, which is also a big thing when it comes to leadership. And that's pretty much it. And keeps things very simple. That's it.
And you have worked with numerous high-profile coaches around the world in different leagues for South Africa as well. What about Justin Langer? What difference does he bring to the dressing room and in the tactical board?
To be honest, technically I'm not too sure. I'm not part of the Brains Trust. I'm not part of the Brains Trust. Look, I've only been with him for 2 weeks now. He's been quite busy because he has to deal with a surrounded squad of about 25 to 30 players, obviously guys in the squad and guys who are surrounded by the squad, and then obviously coaching staff. So he's been very busy. I've spent quite a bit of time with Lance, obviously his batting coach, which is just natural as a batsman. You always edge closer to the batting coach. But yeah, I haven't spent much time with him yet. We've still got 2 months here, about 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm sure I'll get. If you ask me the same question at the end of the tournament, I'll probably have a better answer for you.
I'll keep that for the end of the tournament for you. But Quinny, you are an active golf player as well, and there are many cricketers who are very passionate about their golf. But coming to a bit of technicality, does it help with your bat swing in the cricket field as well, and perhaps in generating more power because of the clean striking that golf requires?
No, absolutely not for me. I'm a right-handed golfer, so it doesn't make a difference for me.
But if someone suppose is a left-handed and is a left-handed golf player, will it help him with the bat swing? Because Yuvraj Singh emphasizes that youngsters should play golf because it helps with the bat swing and all.
I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'd rather tell them to play baseball than play golf.
Baseball is a different. Okay, Quinny, about this LSG team, of course, as you said, you have a lot of options, lot of all-rounders in this team. Is that the USP of this team, having plenty of options in the middle order? You can tweak, you can be flexible around your batting and bowling unit. Is that the flexibility that LSG has as a bonus?
Yeah, I think we have. It's nice to have a lot of options around, especially our bowling. Our bowling lineup, I think our batting lineup is quite settled. And in a bowling lineup, it's nice to have the extra 1 or 2 options. It's just always nice to have. Especially when someone's having a bad day with the ball, then there could be a guy who can bowl an extra over or 2, a different extra skill set. So it's just always nice having those extra options.
Quinny, last evening we saw the Cricket South Africa releasing their central contract list, and of course there were plenty of surprising exclusion, as I would say, including yourself. With the T20 World Cup around, is that a demotivational thing for a player like you to be not involved in the central contracting, or was it just told? Was it said to you by the CSA in prior?
No, I never wanted a contract. I just wanna go out and play cricket. I don't want to be contracted to anyone anymore. I just want to play cricket on my own terms. And it makes no sense, even if they offered me a contract, which they've tried. Makes no sense in me signing a contract just for one format that a World Cup's every 2 years. Makes no sense, and I'm older in my career. Rather get a youngster in and invest in youngsters, who could replace me in my spot for the other formats. If I was thinking cricketing terms, that's what I would do. But
that's what a leader always says. Give it to the youngsters. and that's a good quality about you. Of course, Quinny, you gave it all during the ODI World Cup. It was an exceptional tournament for you. Did it hurt a bit more this time around, given the kind of team, the form you guys had?
Yeah, it hurt. We played such good cricket, and just to lose by in the semis, where you ask yourself a question, just if you did one or two things better, would you have actually won the game? It was a very low scoring game, but a lot of wickets, so it made for an exciting game, but unfortunately we didn't win it or come off on top. Obviously it was quite disappointing knowing that we played against the odds early in the tournament and we killed them.
Right.
So we had a lot of confidence going into that game, but just, I don't know. I think South African cricketers need to go to see a witch doctor before they play any Cricket World Cups ever again. So, yeah, it was hard. It was a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, I was there in the stadium, and I could sense realistic expectations from this LSG team this time around. Can they go all the way?
Yeah, look, we've made the playoffs the first 2 years of the tournament of Lucknow's RPL career. For us to win it this year, I think will be an awesome thing. Especially the guys who have been here for all the 3 years. I think last year's loss in the playoff, I think, or semi, I think it was playoff, was quite. I heard quite a bit of the guys, because we also once again had a lot of confidence going into that game, thinking we could win it and then go to the final and win that game. But yeah, unfortunately, it didn't happen. And yeah, now we're stuck here in 2024, starting from the beginning and trying to redo the whole thing over again and actually trying to win it.
Fresh slate and fresh start. Wish you all the best, Quinton de Kock, to you and to LSG as well. And thank you so much for your time. This was a good interview.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.